from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
When Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of King Herod, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star at its rising and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They said to him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it has been written through the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, since from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod called the Magi secretly and ascertained from them the time of the star's appearance. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search diligently for the child. When you have found him, bring me word, that I too may go and do him homage." After their audience with the king, they set out, and behold, the star that they had seen at its rising preceded them, until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother. They prostrated themselves and did him homage. Then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their country by another way. The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear friends, there is a story about the Magi that I particularly like, and I would like to share it with you. In this story, the three kings are of three very different ages. Gaspar is a young man still in his teens. Balthasar is a middle-aged man, maybe in his early 40s. And Melchior is an old man. And when they arrive in Bethlehem, they find the home where the star has led them, and they enter the home one at a time. Melchior, the old man, goes in first. But there is no one in the home except a very old man, his own age. And they very quickly establish a rapport, and they get along fine. They have a wonderful conversation about the passing of years and about memory and about gratitude. Melchior comes out of the room, the home, and he is truly enriched by the experience. Then the middle-aged Balthasar goes into the cave, or into the home rather, and there he finds a teacher who is also middle-aged. And they talk passionately about leadership and responsibility, about guidance and education of the young. He comes out fully satisfied with his conversation, and then the young man, Gaspar, goes into the home. Gaspar meets a young man his own age, still in his teens, a prophet, actually, one who has visions of the future. And they speak together about what the future might hold, the possibilities of the future, and things that need to change. When Gaspar comes out of the cave, then they decide, or rather out of the house, then they decide that all three will go in together as a group. And when they go in together, the three of them, they find no one there but an infant 12 days old. And then they begin to understand. The Savior, Jesus, speaks to every stage of human life. The old hear the call to integrity and wisdom and gratitude. The middle-aged hear the challenge of productivity, of parenthood, of responsibility. And the young hear the call to dream dreams about a different kind of future, to imagine what might be, and to make commitments to their vision. It always struck me as strange that there are so many stories and legends about the Magi. And it seems to me that they have caught our imagination more so than any other group or any other personages in the Christmas story. The other group, of course, is the shepherds. Shepherds come first to the manger, and the wise men follow at some time after that. But the shepherds have never really caught our imagination, and we have very few stories about the shepherds. In fact, I cannot think of any stories about the shepherds. And the reason is that in the Gospels, the shepherds know everything, and the wise men do not know everything. They are still searching. The shepherds, they meet up with a very talkative angel who tells them every single detail, where the child is, who is there, how to get there, even what the baby is wearing. And on the way home, they're guided by a whole choir of angels who sing to them about what the whole thing means. So these shepherds have any doubts, any questions, no problems, no persecutors, no mystery. They did not have to seek information. It was simply handed to them. And that's why they do not resonate a whole lot with our experience. Our experience is more akin to the struggling magi. Like them, we are searchers. We are seekers. And, and we are harassed by our modern Herods who still attempt to destroy the innocent and bludgeon our children with consumerism, drugs, eroticism, abortion. We wonder and we worry about family life, about cancer, about unemployment, about death. Yes, we would love to have heavenly messengers who appear to us and give us divine assurances like the shepherds got, but the fact is we don't get them, and we have to live with that. What resounds with us is not the shepherds, but the Magi, that struggling band crossing a hot desert with only a vision and only a hope to guide them. They are our kind of people. And we never tire of sharing stories about them. There are all kinds of them when you think about it. Stories based on our imagination concerning the Magi. So we stick with them because the bottom line is they are searchers and so are we. But they are searchers who have taught us something. They did their search together and leave us the clear message that we must do our search together also. Alone, by ourselves, cut off from the community, we're not likely to find much. We need one another in our search. That's really why we're here this afternoon. Some of us we have come to church to be with other searchers, and we need the collective wisdom of the community. We need the collective support and the prayers of our fellow searchers. We are a caravan, the image of the church. We're in a caravan, we're in a procession. And as we recognize that, we recognize too that we're at different places in that procession. Some of us are way up in front leading the way, and others are way back in the rear. Some of us are willing, and some of us are foot dragging on the journey. Some of us journey with great certainty, and others journey with great doubt. Because we are a caravan, we're concerned always about helping everybody else who is in that caravan, in the search. Those who are vigorous can support those who are tired or discouraged. Those of us who are certain can support and encourage those who are suffering, those who are struggling, those who are lukewarm. And so the Magi did not have all the answers, and neither do we. They had a wicked king after them, and in some ways we do too. But on their travels they did have fellowship and the light of Christ to guide them, and so do we. The best part of all of the wonderful story of the Magi comes at the end. They found what they were looking for, and so will we. Amen. I want to add this. This is not really directly connected with what I just said, but it's appropriate as we observe the official ending of the Christmas season, the end of the 12 days. Someone by the name of Howard Thurman wrote this. I don't know who he is. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings have gone back home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, it is then that the work of Christmas begins, to find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among people, and to make music in the heart. Happy Epiphany. Please join me now as we stand and pray the Apostles' Creed. I believe in God, creator of heaven and earth,